So we're going down to the lake view. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Paul Rodney Turner, known as the food yogi or the pragmatic spiritualist. I've been a humanitarian for 40 years, and I was a monk one time for 14 years. During that time, it formed a very strong spiritual foundation for how I see the world today. So that's why I'm able to interject and give people spiritual perspective within a material context. So most of my books are written in such a way. But I'm trying to introduce spiritual concepts to a lay audience so that people realize they don't have to be religious in order to be spiritual. So this place is really beautiful, quite a bit. I'm going to talk today one of my books called The 7 Maxims for Soul Happiness. And the first maxim, or the first truth, there's 7 truths. And the idea behind this book is to establish 7 truths, 7 absolute facts to help you be in a state of happiness. The first maxim is the human form is a blessing. And it truly is. Because when we think about it, there are literally trillions of insects, hundreds of billions of land animals and sea animals. We're in the minority. The human form is in the minority, but we're so blessed because it's only in the human form that we can philosophize. We can ask the big questions about life. Who am I? What am I doing here? What's my purpose in life? These are questions which only humans can ask. So it's such a blessing to have that opportunity to try to unravel the mystery of this material journey that we're on. And it is a journey. It's a very long journey. What we're seeing now is literally, and I've said this many times before, one chapter, one page of a chapter of a very, very long book. That's what this one human form is, this one lifetime that we're having now. It's like one page of a very big book, or one frame of a very long movie. So to try to assume that you know someone based on this one human experience is really ludicrous because we don't know the big picture. So it's so important to understand the big picture. So getting back to the original point, the human body is a blessing because it's only in the human form we can start to sit back, see the bigger picture, understand what's going on here, what our true purpose is, why we have to experience certain things, why we're given certain opportunities and not other opportunities. And it's all related to our spiritual journey. That as spiritual beings animating physical form, we're presented certain experiences, certain lessons that we have to learn in order to evolve consciously, in order to develop our consciousness, to get back to a point of true happiness, true beauty, true purity. It's important is that we don't waste this opportunity in the human form. And unfortunately, most people do. Because the human experience is not simply meant for eating, sleeping, mating, and defending, which is pretty much what other species, how they act. It's more instinctual, going through the motions, so to speak. Whereas in human form, we have greater powers, greater potential than that. So we need to live up to our full potential in the human form. Understand this is a temple. The human form is a temple for the soul. It's our greatest opportunity to break free of this matrix, material matrix, where we're entrapped in a cycle of birth, death, old age, and disease. The only way to escape that is by elevating your consciousness, and that begins with mastering the tongue. And I'll talk about that as another one of the truths that I explain in the 7 maxims. But the first one is human body is a blessing. Appreciate this opportunity. When you look in the mirror in the morning, thank the Almighty, thank God, thank the universe for the blessing of having a human form. Every morning you need to ask yourself, how can I live my true fullest potential today? How can I use this human form, this blessing, to uplift my consciousness, to fulfill my purpose? And if you're not doing that, you're literally wasting an amazing opportunity. So live with purpose, use this human form, this temple that we've been blessed by, to fulfill your true potential. Use it to serve, use it to awaken your full consciousness. It all begins with pure intention, which again begins with what we speak and what we eat, mastering the tongue. So the question is, how do you see your human form? Do you see it as a burden, or do you see it as a blessing? That's the question that you need to ask yourself, because the fact is there are 8.4 million to 8.7 million different species of life. So just having human form is like winning the lottery. It's such a blessing to have a human form amongst 8.7 million different species. And the human body is a miracle. It's an amazing design. It's made up of what's called irreducible complex systems, where everything is dependent upon everything else. It's not it's not simply a random chaotic expression of cells, but it's perfectly designed from the beginning to the end. And it's designed by an intelligent designer. So it's such a blessing to have the human form. So ask yourself this question: am I using this body properly, or am I wasting the opportunity? So according to the ancient Vedic teachings, in the Bhagavad Gita specifically, it says the human form is made up of 8 elements. There are 5 gross elements: earth, water, fire, air, and ether, and 3 subtle elements: mind, intelligence, and false ego. So each one is more subtle than the other. So you have the mind is above the physical form, then the intelligence is above that, and above that is the ego, which is the container that keeps us bound in this material consciousness. But above all these 8 elements, material elements, is the spiritual element known as Atma, or the soul. And it's the soul that is giving life force to this physical form, which is animating the physical form. It's the presence of the soul. You are a soul animating physical form. So once you understand that, you understand that the body is a blessing and that you are a soul, a spiritual person, eternal energy that cannot be, lives forever. Energy can't be destroyed, it just changes shape. And right now you're in this particular human form. Don't waste this opportunity. Take advantage of it to develop your consciousness, to become aware, to understand your full potential and transcend this material matrix. So there are 2 things which determine our particular situation right now and our future situations or future circumstances. And that is destiny and desire. So what you deserve and what you desire. The 2 factors determining what you are right now and what your future looks like. How you behave, how you act, and what you desire, what you focus on, are determining your next experience, whether that's human form, a higher human form, or another species of life. Those 2 factors, keep that in mind. So don't forget, the human body is a blessing. Take advantage of it fully. Every day, cherish it, acknowledge the blessing, and take full advantage to develop your consciousness using this temple of your body. So this is an affirmation that you can recite in the morning, in front of the mirror or privately. I am an eternal spirit soul, and my human form is a blessing that has been gifted to me. I value and cherish the amazing opportunity this human form affords me for self-realization. That's a beautiful affirmation you can recite every day to remind yourself that the human form is a blessing.